MLK Day at Emory and Henry is a day off from class, but not from learning and growing. It's stretched into a weekend of events, and for some, the conversations are still going from keynote speaker Dr. Martin Oliver, professional lecturer in the Department of Philosophy and Religion at American University. This year's theme was In the Name of God, World Religions and Civil Rights. MLK Day is coordinated by the Office of Spiritual Life at Emory and Henry, but it couldn't happen without the help of some very active community members like the fellow student joining me on the Allen set today. Hello and welcome to this feature interview. I'm Emily Carrier and this is Taekwon Cates. Taekwon, thanks for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
Well, I want to tell you, I told friends and professors all around campus I wanted to do an MLK Day interview for this first week back on EHCTV, and they all said, find Taekwon, you've got to talk to him. So tell me, what is your involvement with MLK Day on campus?
Well, I had the pleasure and honor of chilling with Dr. Martin Oliver. I was his introduction speaker, and I also showed him around campus and that like that.
So you got to hang out with him all day. What did you think of him? What was your impression?
He's an amazing guy. Love to be around him. He's very intelligent, very knowledgeable about his information.
So his keynote address was In the Name of God, talking about civil rights. What did you think of his address that morning talk?
Oh, it was perfect. Given the recent situation that's in society today, he kind of tied it in with In the Name of God and also what we need to talk about on campus. Like, we have all these different groups, these different protesters, and he kind of hounded down into what we needed to hear. And I thought it was an amazing presentation. Amazing.
Break down for me that presentation for people in our audience that weren't there. What kind of things did he highlight?
Well, first he talked about the Nation of Islam, talked about how people were and how, how they do their things. And then he talked about the recent situation with the Ferguson, Eric Gardner, and that's pretty much what he did.
You mentioned Ferguson. There was also a breakout session on campus. Were you there for that? Tell me about it.
I was there the first 30 minutes, but it was a good turnout, great conversation. The 4 individuals who spoke previously to the dialogue was amazing. Had powerful stories. I think everybody loved it.
I heard it was a capacity crowd. There were some that couldn't even get in. What did that mean to people there?
Oh, it was an amazing time. People loved it, and the people that were not able to make it, they were kind of upset. And probably in 2 weeks or so, we're about to have another kind of dialogue just like that, so that the people who were not able to come could come out this time.
So those conversations are still going now, even after MLK Day.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be going on for like the next 3-4 months, maybe even longer than that. It's something that we need on campus, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, you are the chair of
Multicultural Affairs.
And this is in the Student Senate?
Yes.
Okay. So talk to me about the planning that goes into this prior to MLK Day.
It's a very tedious job. We have to find speakers, and we also have to find people who are able to speak well and able to present the information correctly. It's a very, very tedious process.
And you said this was your first year in the planning process, but you've been to lyceums, cultural events for students where they can get credit before on MLK Day. How was this year different for you?
Well, I think previous years, I don't think it was something related to MLK Day. But this year, like actually being in the planning, I felt like I had a big part into it. And the people that talked about MLK Day were very, very intrigued by it. Very, very intrigued by each breakout session, the keynote speaker, and also the Ferguson case. They felt like this is what we needed. This was a great experience for MLK. We did the day the event well. Excuse me.
Were there any stories that you heard on MLK Day in those sessions that stuck out to you from students or from speakers?
From what I heard, people just like, I'm amazing. I can't wait till next year. That's pretty much it.
Tell me specific examples, if you can think of any.
I remember the Ferguson case vaguely, but I remember one individual saying that I hope that people who were actually in this presentation and this dialogue hope get a message out of this. They were like, this is a very powerful movement that we're having on campus, and I hope that we continue this to go on. And hopefully the next MLK Day we can have something similar to that.
Well, Taekwon, I see this has had a big impact on you at Emory and Henry. How did you find this campus?
Well, I actually came here for football. My head coach from Dinwiddie, Virginia, Coach Man's actually an alumni of Emory and Henry College. And he kind of talked to me about Emory and Henry, and I was like, okay. And then he came up, actually brought me up to the campus, and once I hit campus, I fell in love with all the people. The people are very charming, nice. So that's why I came here, made it my home.
And how long ago was that?
3 years ago.
Okay, so you're a junior.
I'm a junior, yes.
Okay, so you've got one more year, well, year and a half, I suppose.
Half, yeah.
Did you ever think that you would be involved in events like this?
At first, no, because I thought I was like going to be a regular student, but then I was like, wait a minute, I can't be a regular person. I had to do something for the community, especially in times like this. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a leader on campus, and that's what I'm doing now.
You mentioned the additional student forum. Looking forward, what do you think this is changing for the Emory and Henry community?
I feel like people are able to talk more. Like most of the time, people are like scared to talk about events or situations like we're having now. But now I feel like people, they want to talk. They want to talk about these different issues, and I feel like we're giving these people an opportunity to speak about their minds and see what they want to say.
Well, Taekwon, I want to thank you for coming here and speaking your mind about this situation and this day, and I hope you can enjoy your last year and a half on this campus.
I sure.
We'll be sure and have you back next year. This has been your EHCTV feature interview with Taekwon Cates. I'm Emily Carrier. We'll now send you over to the community calendar.